In this video, let's discuss productivity, strategy, and power. Hello, I'm Shane from ActiveGrowth.com, and I think that when we hear the word productivity, we often envision kind of an office environment and people wearing suits, and the idea of productivity is like just doing more work at the office to churn out, to get some kind of result, to have a career and so on. Personally, I have been fascinated with productivity and life optimization for over 10 years now, and I don't think of productivity in those kinds of terms at all. The way I see productivity is that it gives me power. The better I am at productivity, the more power I have to shape my circumstances, my life, and my future. No matter what exactly your goals and ambitions are, if you think about what does your life look like right now, and what would you like it to look like? What would you like your circumstances to be like? These kinds of goals don't have to be related to money or career or work at the office at all. Productivity is the ability to make that happen, right? The better you are at productivity skills, the better you are at saying, I want to change something, and then making that change happen. However, there's an important piece that needs to be added, and that is strategy. Productivity without strategy is just busy work. You might be spinning your wheels very effectively, very quickly. And on the other hand, strategy without productivity is just building castles in the sky. You really need both of these components. And in this video, I want to give you a specific method you can use to develop both the strategic and the productive part and reach your goals. In principle, strategy is about laying out a plan. It's about figuring out how do I connect the dots between where I am and where I want to go. And it's about creating great clarity about this, right? The clearer you are about where you want to go and how you might get there, the more likely you are to actually reach that goal. And productivity is about your ability to actually follow through on a plan that you've set out. The more productive you are, the more you can trust yourself and rely on yourself that I'm going to get this done, and I'm not just going to put it off, or I'm not just going to have kind of this flame of motivation that then just fizzles out before I ever get anywhere. So those are the two components, but how can you practically implement them? As you can imagine, there is a lot to be said about both of these topics, but I want to give you something that fits into a short video like this and that you can take action on and see results from right away. So part one, strategy. My favorite tool for strategic thinking and for deliberate thinking in general is writing. So you get a notepad or you open up Evernote or whatever you like to use for writing, and you start writing about what is it that I want to achieve? What does this goal look like? And again, it doesn't have to be like a career goal or a money goal or anything like that. You want to have a specific idea of what do I want my life circumstances to look like. And that can include things about what your free time looks like, how you want to socialize, how you want to relate to other people, or it can be career goals, building a business, whatever it is. But you want to create and you want to isolate one thing where it's like, what is one thing I want to change? What's also very helpful is if you write about why you want this. Write out reasons why this is important to you. This can be very helpful in developing the idea and also reminding yourself and motivating yourself later on. The most important thing here is to be specific, and this is why we write, okay? You want to be as specific as possible. A vague goal like I want to build a successful business is very difficult to take action on because that can mean a million different things. So I want to start breaking that down into something much more specific. Then write about what are some possible ways in which I might get from where I am now to where I want to go. And here is where the internet is just a wonderful tool, because for many goals you might be like, well, I don't know how to do this yet, otherwise I would have already done it. And you can very simply, if you just do a search how to accomplish whatever your specific goal is, you will immediately find blog posts and videos and so on of people talking about how they did this. Another great resource is if you know about people, like famous people who have accomplished the goal you want to accomplish, and you can go read their biographies and find out what they did and how they thought about it. So that way you can easily find some instructions, some steps you can take to achieve the goal you want. Now keep in mind, you don't have to find the perfect recipe, you don't have to find the perfect plan. All you need is a series of steps that you can take, and the main goal is specificity. Instead of having a vague idea of maybe I should do this to maybe achieve some kind of a goal, you want to write until you get to the point where you have a very clear idea where you want to go and a very clear idea of a series of steps that might take you there. That is basically your strategy. So then, productivity. Again, there are 1,000 ways to work on this. There are 1,000 things to say about how to be super productive. But what's one thing that you can implement right away that's going to make a difference? Well, here's the simplest thing. You designate a certain portion of every day to work on this. So for example, maybe you tell yourself, okay, every day from 6 to 7, I work on this plan. And you set an alarm and you do that. The reason this is the advice I give is because, of course, you can work very effectively, you can work very ineffectively. There are a million ways to optimize the way you work, but usually consistency will trump everything, right? So even if you don't have the perfect plan and you don't have the perfect way to work, if you just do it consistently every day, eventually you get there. This is something that's really close to the heart for me because, for a very long time, I'm a self-taught entrepreneur. So most of the time, I have no idea what I'm doing. But the thing that keeps me going, or the thing that keeps getting me results, is a certain kind of stubbornness where I just keep going. And if I'm unsure about things, I just do the best I can right now. And I just keep going and I just keep doing it every day. And it's quite astonishing how far you can get basically constantly being outside your depth, right? Constantly feeling like I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but just doing it consistently, for me, has worked extremely well. All right, so that is a specific and simple plan that you can follow to combine the two aspects, strategy and productivity, and a plan to implement it. Now, like I said, if you do this, and the reason I'm passionate about this, the reason I'm excited about this, is because the better you get at doing this, the more power you have to shape what your life circumstances look like. And being really good at strategy and productivity means you can set your mind to something. You can say, I want to make this happen, and you will make it happen. That's what I mean when I say it gives you power. This is a really good power to have, and it's worth investing time in developing the skills that give you this power. For your reference, here's a quick summary of the exact steps that we discussed in this video. So we've got the two parts. We've got strategy on the one side and productivity on the other. And for the strategy, our tool is the notepad. This can be an actual notepad or Evernote or whatever you use to write. Then you need to write to define your goals. And first, just get all of your possible goals and aspirations out of your head and onto paper. You can also use the question, why? Why does this matter? Why is this important? Why do I want this? To further refine what you write. Then you pick one thing. You pick one thing that you decide you're going to take action on, that you're going to get done. Then you write down what are some possible ways to get there. And you do some searches online, you read some biographies to get ideas of what are possible ways to accomplish this goal. Remember, you don't need the perfect strategy, you just need a set of steps. And most importantly, be specific. The more specific you are, the better. Vague goals and vague strategies will not get you anywhere. Then on the productivity and implementation side, your tool is basically the calendar. You get out your calendar app, whatever you use, and you pick a block of time each day of at least 1 hour that you are going to dedicate to working on this plan that you wrote out. Ideally, that's the same hour every day of the week, but maybe you have to work around your schedule a bit, and that block of 1 hour a day will be at different times on different days. But you put it in your calendar so you get the reminder, and that is when you will be putting in the work. That is when every day you're going to do consistent work on the plan that you wrote out. And that's it. That's a simple way in which to combine strategy and productivity and get results. Now, there's one more thing that we should discuss here that will further increase your chances of success. And I'm going to release a video that covers that very soon. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe to get notified. You can also subscribe over at activegrowth.com. And I'm going to be releasing that video very soon. What do you think of this simple approach to strategy and productivity? Leave a comment below to let me know if you're going to try it out, and if you have any questions about it, also just comment below.